Hi friends, welcome back. This is Manjunath Chandraya. Today's session will be learning how to use data validation and we'll be covering 5 options of data validations. Let's start. So I have a list sheet. I have the student's name, subject and the marks. So why is necessary to have a data validation? Say example, if I send this to a students to update their respective subject and their marks, some people will update as math, maths and mathematics. Somebody will update as science and somebody is as CI. So now you can see three for same subject they are updating in differently. The people who are consolidating have a tough time to consolidate and go ahead and change the names to the one. To avoid that, we can create a drop down list using a data validation. So let's try. First of all, for that you need to create a criteria. So we have created a criteria for subjects mathematics, science, geography, social studies and civics. This is very important to standardize the criteria what you trying to achieve. So we have selected this here. So we're trying to put the data validation. So you need to know where exactly you want the drop down list. For that, say I need it in the subject column C2. So I've selected this cell here. You can go to data. You can see the option called data tools in the here. You can see this option data validation. You can see this. You can click here. The dial box, it will open up. Still, if you're not able to find, probably you're trying to search somewhere, you can use this. Tell me what you want to do. So it's like a search engine. You can go and put the type what you're trying to do. So if I type data, so now you can see the option here popping up. So anything options which is in this Excel, it will show you. So you can go and click here. It will take you the same thing. It's much easier. So in the settings, we'll go to the, since it's a list of subjects, in the drop down list, we're going to select the list now. It's asking for the source. Source is nothing but what exactly we are looking for. This is the list criteria, so that's the source. So we go ahead and click here into the box and select the range. So I'm selecting from the mathematics to civics. The range is selected. Click OK. So I've kept the cursor in the C2. Click OK. So now you can see the drop down list here now. If you click, you can see subjects. So let's say let's copy this same thing down so that I need to have it everywhere here. So you can see now it shows everywhere. If somebody goes and type manually, it'll throw in an error because it doesn't match with the data validation criteria. So either you need to type it as maths, so it will take. Otherwise, if it's no, you need to select the drop down list. See, people can go ahead and select. So it really helps to uh, uh, easy to consolidate, and moreover, there is no double work of going and changing the criteria. So very simple and very useful function. So you need to go to data, data validation, and the list. You can select the source of list you have created. I hope this is simple and easy to do. Let's move on to the next one. Student name and the date of birth. So we need to get the date of birth. So I have a criteria called the date should start from June 1st, 2011, and the end date should be 30th May 2015. So what we are trying to get is we need to get the students who are were, were born between June 11th to 30th May 2015. So anybody who falls into this criteria should be taken here. Anything apart from this criteria should throw an error. So let's start doing it. So let's select the range because we need the criteria here. So we already have this date criteria. Same thing, go to data tools, select data validation. So now in the data validation, you can see the settings. So since it is a date, so we'll go and select the drop down as date. It's asking between. Why between? Because there are a lot of options called between, not equal to, greater than or less than. Here we have two dates, start date and the end date, so we'll use the between. Start date. Either you can give the date directly here, either you can select the cell. So let's have the select the cell here. So I'm selecting the cell. So I'm selecting cell, but if you don't freeze this cell, and if you copying the formula down, the range also get changed because we need to log the H2 is the start date. So you can go ahead and hit the function key 4 or F4 function on the top of your keyboard, and same thing end date. Select the made it. So you can see the end date H4. So again H3, sorry, and log the cells. Once you've done that, click OK. So somebody say the student goes and updates the date as of say 10th 2020. It'll going to throw an error because the end date ends on 30th May 2015. So you're updating on 20th 2020. So it doesn't take. So let's try 18th July 2000. Let's say July 7 2012. See, now it is taking. So anything falls into that date, let's say put it as 2000, so it's 10, it will throw an error. Now you see anything dates falls in between these two, it will take. Apart from that, it doesn't take. Let's try one more. 2013. Now you can see because after 2011, so anything it should take. So it's taking. Say example 31st. So May 31st 2011. It should not take because the start date starts from the June 1st. So 31st it is not taking. So this helps us to avoid the unnecessary where people updating which we it doesn't want, because we need the criteria, we need the people who are in these states. So it avoids them updating that, and easy to consolidate, and very helpful function. So you can use same thing, data validation, date in between. So if you are trying anything else between, you can use all these options, and very useful function. Hope this was helpful. So let's move on to the next one. So I have a student name. So we need to get the roll number and the mobile number. So as per the criteria text length, the roll number is 4 digits and the mobile number is 10 digits. Again, if you send this to the students, probably they will update as 4 digits, and by mistake they updated it as extra one digits, or for the mobile number they would have missed one number or added extra number. Again it will be a double work for going back and asking them, correcting the issue. Doing that so that we can avoid that by using the text length. There's one more option called as text length in the data validation. So we can set a length of the text for particular column, say particular cell. For roll number, as we know, it is 4 digits. You can set the criteria as 4. The mobile number 10 digits. You can set it as 10. So anything less or more, it will going to throw an error. Let's start doing it. Select the roll number. So you can go to the data validation. Data validation. You can see the yellow again. So you can see text length. So you can set the text length. So there's a lot of options here. Since we know that roll number is 4 digits, so we'll select only the equal to 4. So once you select 4, click OK. So I already set this range. Now somebody goes and update as it will take. Anybody update less than that, it will going to throw an error. Or if you update more than 4 digits, it will go into throw an error. So that here only they'll correct the mistake while updating that. Let's say the mobile number. Again we select this range. Go to data, text to column, data validation, text length equal to 10 digits. So now it is taking. If somebody goes and update 10 less, it will going to throw you unless you update the correct number. It doesn't allow you to update. So let's say I updated here. So this is very simple, right? So here you can see, sorry, it takes anything less or more, it will throw an error. So in first case, people, once you give this data, ask them to update, they'll update correctly because it will throw an restriction if they update incorrectly. It will save your time and easy to consolidate. And there is one more loophole in this data validation is, say example, have this data, mistakenly copying this from some other sheet and pasting the roll number here, it will take. In spite of I have set this as a data validation, but still if I copy paste it here, it will going to take this number without throwing an error. So in that case, say you have only 10 digits of now. Maybe you have a 500 people's data you're consolidating. Again, you're not sure whether people are typed it or they copied somewhere from the other sheet. To check whether they updated correctly or not, you can select this range. Say I have select this range. There's one more option called as circle invalid data. It will going to circle the wherever the cell as the invalid data after setting the data validation. We already set this with data validation for 4 digits. You can click on the circular invalid data option, so it will mark in circular on the particular cell. Let's do again data validation and the data tools. You can see a circular invalid data under data validation below. So circle invalid data. So when you click this, you take, let's try again. So why it is not taking? Let's check whether we have set this and data validation. So it's already there, 4 digits. Now you try. Now you see. So we already set data validation. You can go and select, click on once again. Then now it's popping up here. So unless you change it correctly, now the circle has gone. Let's say type it as, no, it is not taking because you're typing it. Again, if you copy paste. So and the problem is with this, when you copy paste, again we need to select this range. Say once already everybody is consolidated, then go to data validation. Just go ahead and click OK. Then you try doing the circular invalid thing. So then it will pop up you the error. Same thing here. Say I copied somewhere from the mobile number, off of the mobile number, and pasted here. In that case, once you select this validation, you already set this validation because yes, copied the from and pasted here, then the probably the data validation won't be working. So go select the data validation first, 10 digits, click OK. Now you can see throwing an error now, unless somebody goes and update correctly, it doesn't allow, right? It's very simple and very effective. Say in case you need to check the errors, you can use this circular invalid data option. Hope this function was helpful. Let's move on to the data validation formula. There's one more sheet called data validation. I have a data here. So okay. So there's a budget limit of 3 lakhs. So every month, say every day, you're spending that budget amount for buying or doing for operation of your business. It should not exceed more than this 3 lakh. So you can set some formula where the people who update more than 3 lakhs, it will throw an error. So let's try doing it. So this is the budget, where this is the criteria. So first of all, we need to select the range, so where anybody update the amount should throw an error if it's more than 3 lakhs. Should be less than 3 lakh or equal to 3 lakhs. I'm selecting this column D, go to data, data validation. Under data validation allow, go to the customs. So you can set the formula here. So as you write the formula, say equals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sum all this cell. If everything is summing less than 3 lakhs, you should allow. If it's summing up all this is more than 3 lakhs, then you should throw an error. Let's do sum. I'm going to select this range till here, right? I'm going to close this bracket. So this range should be locked. So I'm going to lock this using the F4 function. So you can click select all, use a F4 function, and so after totaling it should be less than or equal. So I'm using the less than and equal to this cell, right? We what we are trying to do is we are totaling this range and it should be less than or equal to 3 lakhs. So again it is D5. So we need to log this cell because it's in D5. So we are going to log this cell using F4 function. Click OK. So now you can type, say it will take, if you update 5 lakhs, it will throw in error because it is exceeding the budget limit. So that is also helpful where some people who are update you should spend according to the, or if somebody is updating the values, they mistakenly updated extra 0. You should not take unless, because budget limit is only 3 lakhs. So very simple and very helpful. So avoiding the errors. These things will help you to avoid unnecessary typo errors and again reworking on the same file. So what we did is just I'll show you, select this range, go to data. We are totaling this, we summing this range less than or equal to the 3 lakhs. So if you total it anywhere here, it should be less than 3 lakhs. If it is exceeding 3 lakhs, then it will throw an error. So very effective and very simple function. So let's move on to the next one called as dependent or dynamic dependent drop down list. Favorite food, my favorite dish. And the criteria is the pizza and the cakes. And under pizza, we have the cheese, eggs, and chicken list, and cakes we have the plum cake, and rum cake, and the fruit cake. So when you select the pizza here, I need to get the options, these things in the my dishes. Same thing for cakes. If I select cake option here, I should get all these option in the this. Let's try how we can get a dependent or dynamic dependent drop down list. So first of all, we need to select this, my favorite food. Here we need to select either pizza or the cake. So we need to get the drop down only the pizza and the cake. So I'll keep the cursor here to go to data validation again. Under list, so source, I'm going to select these two options because only the two option comes under this criteria. So I'm going to select this, click OK. Now you can see pizza or the cakes. So now we need to get the next part of this, the types of dishes. So you can, first of all, for that we need to do a small change. Select this range, go to formulas, header, under formulas, and the define names. You can go ahead and select the create from the selection. Click on this. You should select this range and go to formulas and select the create from selections. Under this, select on the top row. Top row is nothing but the headers. So top row, the range. So click OK. So once you done that, click the cursor on the my dish, F2. Go to data validation again. Data validation. Under this list, we'll go to set a small formula. So we're going to link this cell along with this so that the drop down is picked. For that you can use a indirect function. Use equals indirect, open bracket, select the cell, close the bracket. So I'm under the list. I'm just going to link this cell using this C3. Click OK. So I've selected cakes. Now you can see the option here. Now it shows. So either thing you can select. Let's say I will change it to pizza. Now it will show you only the pizza related dishes. So very simple and very helpful. Only thing is, for this you need to select the data validation, these two. Once you selected that drop down, then you need to select this, go to formulas, under create from selections, select the top row, then later click on this, go to data validation again, list, under list, just put the formula indirect, select the C3 cell, drop down. We are linking this cell, it works. So anything can select true or false. So you'll get the options here, and very helpful and very useful when you create some dashboards or anything, so they can set this criteria. I hope these all 5 functions was helpful, and if you think this video was interesting, kindly subscribe, hit the bell icon, and kindly share. And thank you for your time. Happy learning.